Well, hello again, and welcome back to Vickie's Country Home. Well, if you've been following my channel lately, you know that I have had huge challenges with grasshoppers. And at this point, they have pretty much eaten almost everything except for my tomatoes. Maybe a few peppers are still left. They are eating my fruit trees. They're eating all the leaves and all the fruit. They're eating the grapevines and their fruit. I'm hoping some come back. My roses, I mean, they really are. I really think they're killing some of the trees and roses. They've just totally defoliated them. We have tried everything, almost everything that was suggested, except for letting our chickens loose, and I'd rather lose my plants than my chickens to predators. So that just is what it is. But I can accept this and move forward. I have other things to work on this summer, so that's what I'll be doing. But my peach tree was beautiful and covered with leaves and a lot of fruit, and last year it gave me such wonderful fruit. So before the grasshoppers eat all of the peaches that were forming, and believe me, they're eating the entire things, including the pits. They are devouring them. So before they finish that, I went out and picked some of those unripe peaches, and I am going to try and make vinegar with them. And thank you, Heidi at Rain Country, because I messaged her and asked her the best way to do this. So I think it's going to need more sugar because these are unripe. They don't have a lot of sugar yet. So today I'm going to make unripe peach vinegar. Let's get started. Alright, again, this is Heidi's recipe for vinegar, and I have to show you, I'm wearing her skirt that I bought today, and I love it. It's comfortable. It's cool. So it's a hot day. It's nice and cool to wear. So what I'm going to be doing is, I've got a half-gallon jar here, and I am going to just cut these in half, maybe in quarters. We'll have to see, because again, they are unripe and they're freestone normally, but because they're not ripe, I think it's going to give me trouble cutting them apart. Well, it's not going to be beautiful, but you know what? It'll work. And I've rinsed these off with vinegar and water just because, you know, especially with those grasshoppers over everything, you don't know what's on them. And if nothing else, we have major dust problems. So this is probably going to take me a little bit. So I'm going to be cutting these all up and adding them to this jar, and I'll bring you back in a little bit. Alright, I've got quite a few of these unripe peaches already cut up. And I found the easiest thing to do, because they are not going to release from the pits till they're ripe, is I just have a paring knife, and I'm basically just cutting any flesh away from the pit. This worked much easier than trying to break them, because they weren't going to do that. So just took a little bit longer, but this was the easiest way. So what I'm going to do is, I've got the peach pieces in the jar, and this is all the ones I did. So now to that, I'm going to add I think I'm going to put a little bit more than a 1/4 cup of sugar because this is a 1/2 gallon jar. I think I'm going to put about a 1/2 cup. I believe she makes hers in quart jars, and she uses a 1/4 cup of sugar for material that is not high sugar, such as herbs or things. And because this is low sugar because it's not ripe, we're going to add a good amount of sugar to it. And then you add filtered water. You don't want chlorinated water. In our case, this is water from our well, and it has been filtered through our whole house filter, which is a very good one. So I'm going to put just a little bit more water in that. I don't want to fill it because as it ferments, it's going to bubble up. And I'm just going to take the end of a wooden spoon and stir that some. So now, just wipe that dry. I'm using a coffee filter. She uses cloth, but I did this before and it worked great. So I'm just going to set this in a not too warm spot and let it, I'll probably stir it occasionally. I may add a little more sugar, but I'm just going to let it sit, and it'll probably be a month to 6 weeks, and I will be testing it with my pH strips to make sure that it's got a pH level, acidity level of 5 or lower, which means it has a high acid amount. So I'm going to put this away, let it sit for quite a while, and hopefully I will have something remaining from all these peaches that were going to be a total loss. If anybody has any other ideas for unripe peaches, and I think maybe a few apples might be salvageable that are also not ripe, comment below, let me know what you think. And when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Or in this case is peaches, unripe peaches, and peach vinegar. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something, and if you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends, and we will talk again soon. God bless.